Hey guys, it is Jess with WatchKittyShrink, and I was just coming on here a day late to make a video. I'm sorry that I didn't make my video on Friday like I always do. I'll get into why I didn't in just a few minutes, but first let's go ahead and jump into stats. If I can find my stats. Okay, my name is Jess. I already told you that. I'm 29 years old. I'm 5 foot tall. On August 23rd, 2016, I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy at Pikeville Medical Center with Dr. Amy Johnson in Pikeville, Kentucky. My highest weight ever was in April of 2016, and it was 285.0. My surgery weight was 255.4. Last week I was 226.6, and this week I am 223.0. So that is a weekly loss of 3.6, since surgery loss of 32.4, and an overall loss of 62 pounds exactly. So I am thrilled to death with that 3.6 weekly pound loss, and really with all of it. But the reason I didn't weigh yesterday, this is going to be TMI, but I wanted to go ahead and just share this because you're watching this video for one of three reasons. One of three reasons. Sorry, I talk too fast sometimes. Either A, you've already had surgery and you're one of my friends and we're keeping up with each other, part of this community, and so you already know what I'm about to talk about. B, you are pre-op, you're getting ready to go through this process, so you need to know what I'm about to talk about. Or C, you are considering weight loss surgery and you need to know that this is part of it. So here we go with a little TMI. Poop problems, that happened to all of us. I had not went to the bathroom in like a week and a half, and I didn't want to weigh yesterday because, I hadn't went to the bathroom and I felt really bloated and just, and I thought, let's wait one day. And I had really kind of bummed myself out yesterday. Like I was in a grouchy mood. I'm kind of a little bit of a perfectionist, and I like to be in control, and I like things to happen when I say they're going to happen. So the fact that I skipped weighing yesterday just messed with me, and so in my mind, I had worked up that I had gained all kinds of weight, and all that fear that I was talking about last week came back tenfold this week. Some of the stuff that was going through my mind, I wrote it down because I think this is a part of the process that everybody needs to know. Your mind is always going to play tricks on you. You've been overweight. Now you are working on not being overweight, but your body is very used to beating yourself up about your weight. So, yesterday, even though actually I weighed today and I had a really good loss, like I am super proud of that loss, I had convinced myself that I was going to have gained weight. And here's some of the stuff that was going through my mind. For one thing, I've only mentioned this a couple of times. I'm actually self-pay. So insurance didn't pay anything on my surgery, and to be honest, neither did I. My parents paid for my surgery. I'm an only child. They are the best support system in the whole entire world. They want me to be happy. If you watch my first videos, you'll know that my weight was affecting me to the point where I didn't leave the house except to go to work and come home. And they know me. They knew that that's not me. And they said anything we can do to help. And so they paid for my surgery without even blinking an eye. And so, hang on, let me sit down. You guys know I can't sit on my knees for these anymore. So there was a part of me that was like, so now let me explain. When you are self-pay, at least in my area, your insurance pays for nothing. So I've had to pay for all the consult fees, the actual surgery, all the stay in the hospital, all my follow-up appointments, everything. And so in my mind, when I thought that I had gained weight, I felt really bad because I thought I have wasted my parents $15,000. And they are going to be so disappointed that they have invested this money in me and I've not succeeded. And logically, I know that is ridiculous because my parents adore me and they will support me no matter what. They wouldn't feel disappointed. But to me, I was like on the verge of tears all day yesterday thinking I've wasted their money. I'm not going to lose any more weight. The weight loss, suddenly I'm going to be the one person that at week 7 never loses another pound. That's how I felt. And there was some other stuff going through my mind. I thought I'm going to disappoint all of you guys because I'm going to be the one weight loss surgery failure that stops at week 7. And these are just things that go through your mind sometimes. And I think it's because VSG Cindy actually mentioned to me, she said, it's your hormones. Your hormones are going crazy. And it's true. Your hormones are so all over the place because not only have you had a major operation, but you're losing weight very rapidly. And at jacks with your emotions. And so one day I will be so happy and be like, the sleeve is the best thing I ever did. And then the next day I'll wake up thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to fail at this. I'm going to be the worst weight loss surgery patient ever, and everyone's going to hate me, and I'm going to be a failure. That's how I felt yesterday. I woke up today and I feel great. It's just part of the process. I think everybody goes through days like this. You just got to ride with it and know that, for me at least, this was the best decision I ever made. And you know there's going to be good days and bad days, just like with anything else. So, I'm so sorry, guys. Fall in Kentucky has my allergies just messed up. Okay, so another thing I wanted to talk about is that how your all's comments, sometimes maybe you don't realize it, but your all's comments mean so much to me. Yesterday, I was really in a bad mood, and I hate being like that, but I was grouchy all day. I was just down on myself. Mentally, I was so abusive to myself yesterday, and that really wears you down. And over nothing, by the way, keep in mind that I had not weighed. It was just this number I had in my head. And I hate being like that. And so around, I think it was around 3 o'clock, I was reading my comments on my last video, and Esther's VSG Trek, and it's Trek like Star Trek, because I know with my accent it comes out funny. She had left this comment that basically said something to the lines of, when you feel yourself getting in that negative headspace, try to recall a blessing. Just stop what you're doing and recall a blessing. And I thought, you know what? She is right. Even if the scale is not good to me, I have so many things to be thankful for. And so right then, I stopped what I was doing. I took a little break at work, and I wrote down my NSVs for just this week. So just 1 week's worth of NSVs. And here's what I have. Okay, the first one, I'm going to get into my measurements in a little bit, but the first thing is a measurement related NSV. My calf, the way it measures now, I do not have to wear extended calf or wide calf boots anymore. I can wear regular boots. Number 2, my mom and I went to the movies on Tuesday. If you watched my first ever video, you will see that that was one of the things I said, one of the reasons I didn't leave the house, is even when I went to the movie, I was spilling into my friend's seats. And you know, they have those really big, thick armrests, like that are really big, and they have like a hole so that you can put your snack and your drink in it. Those dug into my hips, and so by the time I got home from a movie that I was trying to enjoy, I would be bruised all the way down my hips because they dug into me so bad. Tuesday, my mom and I went to the movies. I sat in my seat only, and when I put my arms down beside my legs, I still wasn't touching the armrests. And I have 2 more. So this past Saturday, 1 week ago today, my family was coming over, and I was freaking out because I don't have any clothes that fit me. Everything's too big. And I was like, gosh, you know, you just kind of want to look a little good, because it was the first time that some of them had seen me since actually 62 pounds ago. So I went through my closet, and I found a pair of size 16 silver jeans. And I had bought them like 6 years ago because they were on sale at this store for $25. Now, if you know anything about silver jeans, you know that you can't pass them up for $25 because they're like, at my stores around here, they're like $110 or $120. And so I bought them 6 or 7 years ago thinking they only had a size 16. And I said, someday, Jessica, you'll get in those. And of course, my diets never worked out. So I found those in the closet, and I thought, probably not yet, because silver jeans, they make their clothes kind of small. I said, but I want to put them on and see how close I am. So I'm actually going to stand up for just a second and show you all. I'm wearing them right now. So I'm hoping you can see this. If you can tell, These are actually way too big. I'm going to try to do this without showing my underwear. You can fit all kinds of room in between those. So not only did they fit, they were actually kind of big. And the last NSV is that I had to tighten up my Fitbit band. I was wearing it between 2 and 3, and now I'm wearing it between 4 and 5. So that was really cool. I'm really glad Esther said that because it put me in a better headspace right away. Sometimes you think with this surgery, you're like, this is it. This is as good as it's going to get. I'm going to stop right here and never lose another pound. And then last night I was actually talking to Jane from WatchKittyShrink, and she's right in between 6 and 7 months out, I think. And so many wonderful things are happening to her. She is in Wonderland, and she is getting ready to go out on her first date in a really long time. And that just gave me so much encouragement because I'm like, Jessica, you're just 7 weeks out. You have so much to look forward to. This time, the weight loss isn't going to stop. You cannot sabotage yourself anymore. It's really going to work this time. And that kind of thing just blows my mind. So I also wanted to go over my measurements. Now, I'm a big idiot and did not take any measurements at 285 pounds like I should have. The first time I ever took any measurements was the day I came home after surgery. So it was around 255 pounds that I did these. But from the measurements I'm getting ready to give you, it's been exactly 7 weeks that I've lost these. So from my hips, I've lost 4 inches. From my chest, I've lost 3.5 inches. From my upper arm, I've lost 1/2 inch. From my thighs, I have lost 2.5 inches. From my calf, I have lost 1 inch. And from my stomach, I have lost 8.5 inches. So in 7 weeks, I have lost 20 inches from my body. That blows my mind. Sorry, somebody's at my house. 20 inches in 7 weeks? That is phenomenal to me. Like, blows my mind. So, with all that being said, even with the crazy mind games that sometimes happen, I know I'm really like soon out. 7 weeks is still pretty much a baby, but I am just so thankful for this surgery. It has already saved my life. A couple of months ago, I wouldn't have went to the movies with my mom. I wouldn't have done a lot of things that I've been doing. I am just thrilled beyond measure with my weight loss, with my sleeve. I called, if you will see me on Instagram yesterday, you'll see that I have decided this is Treat Yourself Weekend. And that's an idea I stole from Jane. She called Thursday Treat Yourself Day. So yesterday I got my hair done. You all can notice because I did have black roots pretty much down to my ears in the last video. And today, me and my mom and my mama are going to spend a girls' day and go shopping. I'm not intending to buy a lot of clothes because I actually want to save that for my video when I'm like 100 pounds down. But next weekend we are going to Ohio to meet my family up there. And you know, when you're doing like an event, you want a nice new outfit, and I want some jeans that actually fit properly so that maybe you can see my weight loss. So that's part of my Treat Yourself weekend. It's going to be really fun. My mom and my mama and my dad, they're my best friends in the world, but Dad's not going because he's a boy. He don't like to shop. But if you want to see what I end up picking out, you should follow me on Instagram. It's WatchKittyShrink as well. But I also wanted to go over, I've come up with a little bit of a plan. Not to say I'm actually thrilled. I've said it about 1,000 times in this video, but I'm thrilled with a 3.6 weight loss. But there's a part of me that thinks maybe if I changed my schedule just a little bit, maybe I could have even higher losses. And even if this doesn't work for a higher loss, even if I maintain these kind of losses, I will be thrilled. But here's what I'm planning on doing this next coming week. And then, of course, I'll report to you all on Friday so you can see how much of a difference it made. Number one, I have that I should sleep more. I've seen this in a bunch of videos this week. Everybody's saying that getting a lot of sleep really helps your weight loss. I only sleep about 4.5 hours a night. And there's no sense in that, because even though I do work a lot, you know, I work like 12.5 hours a day now, I still get home at 5 o'clock, so I have plenty of time to go to bed at a decent hour. It's just that I don't. I like to stay up late reading and watching you all on YouTube. You all are a distraction. You're bad. No, I'm just kidding. I could watch you all during the day. I need to just buck up and get in the bed, because, you know, what if that's the difference between a 3-pound weight loss and a 5? You know, so I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to at least be, I'm really going to try for 8 hours. I haven't got 8 hours of sleep a night since I was like 24, but I'm going to try it. Okay, so my current schedule is that I take I call them my midday vitamins, which is like calcium and stuff like that, right after I have supper at 5 o'clock. And then I have to wait about 2.5 to 3 hours to take my iron. And because you all know that my iron makes me really sick, I have been taking it with a small snack. Now, nothing bad for you, but I have found myself looking forward to that snack, and I don't even really need it. You know, I'm not hungry, but I find myself being like, you can have some pork skins in 20 minutes, or you can have some cheese. Just an unnecessary snack. So what I plan to do is take my vitamins to work with me, take them at 3 o'clock, then at supper, right after supper, go ahead and take my iron, and then have nothing but water the rest of the day. So after 6, just water. I'm going to do better about tracking my food in MyFitnessPal. I know I only eat 2 or 3 bites at a time, but I'm going to try to track it all. I'd really like to increase my calories to 600. My restriction has been crazy this week. I tried this week. I could not. Actually, I probably had the smallest amount of calories I've ever had this week, because my restriction was insane. But as long as, I'm not going to push myself. If my body's not hungry, I'm not going to push it. But if I can, I'd like to get to 600 calories. And I'm going to try to work out a little bit more. Since surgery, I get out of breath really easy. Like, even going upstairs, I get more out of breath now at 223 pounds than I did at 285. And for the longest time, I had convinced myself that even 7 weeks later, anesthesia was still in my system, and that's why I was so short of breath. But I think it's just because I was being really fit before surgery, like 4 and 5 miles a day, really breaking a sweat. And then I had to slow it down immediately after surgery to not hurt myself. And in doing that, I just kind of got out of shape a little bit. So I'm just going to have to suck it up even when I get out of breath, you know, just really push to break a sweat. So that's all I really have. Next week's video might be a little bit strange because, like I said, we're going to Ohio. We're leaving right after work. So my plan is to actually make a video in the car and introduce you all to my family. Is that something you all would like? You can meet my mom and my dad and my mama. They're my biggest support in all of this, and so I really would like to introduce them to all of you if that's something you would like. And so I'm going to go shopping. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, I hope everybody has a good weekend.